No, Niko Bellic is not dead. And as my good friend Dr. Phil would say,
that's a load of crap.
So here lately, there's been certain YouTubers spreading false information about the GTA series and false facts without any credible sources. And the crazy thing is, people are believing these guys, and it's insane. So I've touched base on this topic about 2 or 3 times before. I'm talking 3 or 4 years ago now, before anybody else on YouTube had covered them. And they contain factual information, just like this video is. So I'm going to ask you guys for a favor. Not only would I like you guys to leave a thumbs up if you do enjoy the video, but also because the more likes this video gets, let's try and break 5,000, the higher the video is going to get ranked in the search results. Meaning, if somebody types in Niko Bellic dead, then this video is going to pop up first, and because it contains factual information, people can actually learn something from this, versus the fake videos where people learn fake things and then come to my channel telling me that, hey, did you know that Niko Bellic's dead, or that this fact right here is true because this YouTuber with no credible sources whatsoever said so. So guys, I'm only trying to spread the truth here, and only trying to make informative, enjoyable videos for you. So if you could help me out, that would be great. But with that said, let's go ahead and debunk every myth and rumor about Niko Bellic being dead in GTA 5. So I've got this video broken down into 3 points. We've got, first off, the rumors and fake things these YouTubers are spreading about Niko Bellic in GTA 5. The second one is the real reason why Niko Bellic doesn't appear in GTA 5. And the third point is all of the Easter eggs and references to Niko in GTA 5. So, first off, these YouTubers, as I stated in the intro, have no credible sources whatsoever. There is nothing within the internal game files telling us this. There's nothing in the game. It's simply all speculation, all theory, and they're promoting it as being true. And I just don't stand with that, because why put out false information and mislead the viewers and these fans of the GTA series? So, if you're an OG fan, you probably know most of this is fake, but if you're an average gamer, you might not know this, and you might not know that some of these things are false. So, this whole theory started by a wanted poster just west of Sandy Shores being found on this front porch of a house. It's an Easter egg. We're going to talk about that later. But next to this, there's actually a dartboard. And interestingly enough, on the GTA 5 map, the dartboard marks the location of the Yellow Jack Inn. It's that bar out in Sandy Shores by the prison. So this is how this all started, and it makes no sense whatsoever. So because this dartboard was next to this Niko Bellic poster, and this dartboard is the icon for the Yellow Jack Inn, that means that Niko Bellic owns the Yellow Jack Inn, this bar in Sandy Shores. That's what these YouTubers are promoting. So if we go to the bar, we can find some Easter eggs and pretty cool things within the bar. It's kind of a cool location. So, Niko Bellic has a photo at the Yellow Jack Inn. He's sitting inside of a tow truck from the Lost and Damned, and we can just see Niko sitting in there, and this is simply an Easter egg. And what these guys are implying, and what some of them even said in their video, is that this means Niko Bellic owns this bar, because his picture is on the wall in this bar. So, if that was the case, wouldn't your cousin Eddie over here sitting on the toilet with his picture hanging on the wall, wouldn't he be an owner of the bar as well? Okay, debunked right there. That's number one. The second one is this jacket on the coat rack when we first walk in. And supposedly, this is Niko Bellic's jacket. Okay, this is an Easter egg. It's cool. But this jacket can also be found pretty much in every interior within GTA 5. And another theory that these guys have come up with is that this is Niko's jacket, and he put it on this rack, but he never took it off because he was killed. Okay? That's the second theory there. Third one is the blood stains. There are blood stains all over this place right here, or in the bar, behind the counter, and over here by the pool table. There's footprints and blood stains. And interestingly enough, there's some dialogue within the storyline where the owner of the bar, the actual owner, says to Trevor, "If any more bodies turn up at my bar, I will not serve you."
Okay, but any more bodies turn up in my bar, I swear, I will not serve you.
So first off, we know that the owner of the bar is this lady behind the counter when we walk in. Secondly, she's telling Trevor this because Trevor is crazy and he kills everybody. But where is the conclusive evidence that Trevor killed Niko? That's what these guys are promoting. Like, hey, these bloodstains are of Niko Bellic because there's this picture of him on the wall. There's this coat that looks like the one he wore in GTA 4 on the coat rack here. That means that Trevor killed Niko in this bar. Niko owned the bar. But there's no credible sources for this whatsoever. There is no evidence. The only thing there is made up theories that these guys with big audiences are promoting, and people are believing this. And you can't be so gullible, because if we take a look at the actual facts, we can instantly know that Niko Bellic does not physically appear in GTA 5. Yes, he appears through references and dialogue, but never in the game. So that brings us to our second topic, and that is the real reason why Niko Bellic doesn't appear in GTA 5. So Niko's voice actor, Michael Hollick, actually got into a dispute with Rockstar Games over how much he was paid for voicing Niko. So over the course of 15 months, from late 2006 to just about the time GTA 4 released, Michael Hollick was paid $100,000 for the role of Niko. And you might think, hey, that's a lot of money. It is, but compared to how much money GTA 4 made within the first week it sold, which made over $500 million, $100,000 is chump change. And Michael Hollick didn't receive any royalties or residuals for this, meaning he was paid a flat fee of $100,000 for voicing Niko on a game that sold over $500 million within the first week. I'm sure it sold well over $1 billion since then. So Michael Hollick actually said in an interview that it's tough when you see GTA 4 out there as the biggest thing going on right now. While they're making hundreds of millions of dollars, we don't see any of it. I don't blame Rockstar. I blame our union for not having the agreements in place to protect the creative people who drive the sales of these games. Basically saying, if it wasn't for his voice, GTA 4 wouldn't sell because the protagonist would not have a voice. And I agree with that. It's not these guys being greedy. It's not the voice actors being greedy. It's just the fact that if you were paid $100,000 to do something for a project that made multi-millions, you would probably be a little upset as well. Rockstar never responded to this and declined to comment on all of these claims here. So Michael Hollick is on bad terms with Rockstar. That's why Niko didn't return in GTA 5. If his voice actor was still there and on good terms, we probably would have seen some sort of reference to his character, as we see with many different characters from GTA 4 and GTA 5. So let's move on to the third topic, and that is all of the Niko Bellic Easter eggs and references in GTA 5. And these are just as simple as that. They're Easter eggs and references. Nothing more. Nothing saying that, hey, Niko Bellic's dead, this and that. No. The first Easter egg is from the Casing the Jewelry Store heist, where Lester says to Michael, when he talks about gathering up some of the old gang members that they used to rob banks with and do heists, Lester actually says, well, there was this Eastern European guy who was making moves in Liberty City, but he went quiet.
An Eastern European guy making moves in Liberty City, but he went quiet.
And if we use our common sense here, this is actually a reference and an Easter egg in and of itself, referencing to Niko actually not having a voice actor anymore. He literally went quiet, not only in game, but in real life. Now, the second Easter egg is in the Paleto Bay score. It's where Packy, one of Niko's buddies from GTA 4, on the way to the bank, everybody's talking about their first robberies. Packy mentions how he and all his buddies robbed the Bank of Liberty City in the mission 3-Leaf Clover in GTA 4. Packy mentions Michael, who was killed by one of the hostages. He goes into detail talking about how they escaped. He mentions his brother Derry, who was also a gunman in the robbery, and talks about that he's now dead. And then he mentions Niko Bellic, the fourth gunman, and he says that he lost contact with Niko after leaving Liberty City. He doesn't know what became of him, and he's probably dead.
And another boy, Niko, who's probably dead too.
So he's not confirming anything. He just doesn't have any contact with Niko, and he figures that Niko probably died. That doesn't confirm anything. That's just an Easter egg and a reference in and of itself. Now, the third Easter egg we have is on Jimmy DeSanta's Life Invader page in the house. We know if we go in there at a certain time after the story is completed, Jimmy can actually be found browsing Niko Bellic's Life Invader page. And it actually shows that Niko now lives in Broker. He still works as a taxi driver for the Bellic cab service. And he's still in contact with little Jacob, Mallory, and Brucey, who all liked his latest status. And once again, this is just an Easter egg. This is something really cool that Rockstar does. And like every game, they do subtle Easter eggs like this, so there's nothing too special about this one. Now, we can go back to the wanted poster. We already kind of discussed this earlier on in the video, but on the porch of this house just west of Sandy Shores, we can actually find a reference to Niko Bellic possibly being wanted by Rockstar for having this dispute against them. So there's kind of like two ways to look at this wanted poster. Yeah, it's an Easter egg in the game, but also it's Rockstar's way of throwing shade at Michael Hollick for disputing with Rockstar and leaving the company on bad terms. And then the fourth and final Easter egg, or the fifth, I've lost count now, but we've got Niko Bellic as a parent model in GTA Online. And originally, if you purchased the collector's edition of GTA 5, you would have access to Niko Bellic as a parent model when creating your character. But with the release of the next-gen consoles, if you actually transfer your online character, you get access to this parent model, and we can use Niko as that. That's all it is. It's a reference. He's not in the game physically. It's literally an Easter egg. It's just the cool thing Rockstar did. They did the same thing with John Marston, Claude, and Misty from GTA 3, and I think that's it for those. But lastly, there is one thing that I cannot explain to you guys, and it's the only thing about Niko Bellic in GTA 5 I don't know how to explain, and it's his character model. And it can only be seen through the use of mods. That's how you spawn it in, and this is there alongside John Marston and Claude and Misty. So I do have a theory about this, but when we spawn in Niko or any of these other characters that I just mentioned, they don't have any hands or legs. So why are they here? Why is Niko here? I don't know 100%, but my theory is that this is actually the models used for the online parent model picture. That thing in the menu when we're creating our characters and it shows the parents there. So my theory is, since these pictures don't actually show anything below the shoulders, that's why the hands and that's why the legs are not here for these characters, because you can't actually see them, and these are the models that Rockstar used to take the screenshots of these characters for their online parent model pictures. Or Niko Bellic could be hidden around the map as an Easter egg somewhere, but I don't think that's the case because there are so many guys who have gone through the game files, and there has been nothing found, and this would have just been found by now inevitably, just like everything else within GTA 5. So guys, that's me breaking down and debunking all of these fake videos about Niko Bellic being dead in GTA 5. They're all fake. Don't believe them. I'm going to hit you guys with the facts. I already did. So hopefully you learned something new from this video if you were believing these other fake videos out there. Give it a thumbs up. Let's try and break 5,000 likes. That way this video gets ranked higher than all of these fake videos and people get the real truth. So if you enjoy the channel, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. I upload daily video game content if you guys never want to miss out. And with that said and out the way, I believe that's just about it. Thank you guys for stopping by. My name is Zach Cox, and I'll catch you all in the next video.